girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. I blooming love doing these videos, I must say. Guys, we are kicking off the new year with a little get to know me. If you're a regular here, you're probably thinking, Shan, I know you already. But if you're a newbie, you may think, who is this girl with green hair? And if you look through all my other content, you're probably thinking, why on earth does she change her hair so much? Why does she do so many videos with her mother? Is she a little bit wacky and crazy? I think so. So I am actually really excited to do this because I put a little story box over on my Instagrams, lifestyle and food, always down in the descriptions box below. If you want to get involved with future videos, my lovelies, Instagram is the place to be. So make sure you're following us over there, and I will always put a story with a comment box, everything like that. And I said, anything you want to know. Get to know me literally one-on-one. It can be as normal a question or as private a question. Whichever vibe you want to go for, I am here. So I have my trusty iPad to hand, and I would love to say I've got a glass of Baileys, but I'm not. I'm trying to be healthy, okay? So I have a strawberry acai Starbucks. New Year, good health and all that. This is actually very nice. This is kind of like my go-to. I did want to try the iced toffee nut brew, but they didn't have it in stock. So I was like, you know what? Gravitate towards what you know, girl. And that is a strawberry acai refresher. Absolutely lovely. So, shall we stop rabbiting and get into these? Because these are actually some of like the funniest ones that I've seen. Some are very straight-laced. Some are a little bit cheeky, and yeah, let's get into the video, Shan. So with these videos, my lovelies, you know the drill. We like to get comfy, we like to get cozy, and we're probably going to change position a few times. So the first one I'm going to kick off with, what would you like to do different for 2023, like places you like to visit? So if you saw my goals video, 2023, I definitely want to be the year of travel. Not necessarily all abroad travels. I definitely want to try and explore more within the UK. So potentially some more log cabins if I could get like a 2-nighter over the weekend. Hotel breaks I would love to go to. Train rides just to new cities for say the weekend. I definitely would like to go to Edinburgh. I would also love to go to like Bath and York this year. I think they would be really cute. Some places in Kent are on my list, a little bit like further out from Kent. Still Kent, but not like directly over the bridge Kent, a little bit more further out. There's some lovely places in Cambridge and Hertfordshire that I've seen. So yeah, it's just fitting the timing, ain't it? It is actually just fitting the timing. I mean, you have a Saturday and Sunday, that's it. So my thinking is for say sometimes of these hotel breaks, going up on like a Friday night, staying a Friday, Saturday, and then wherever you are, having Sunday there and travelling back Sunday night, because otherwise you only have a day there. I'd rather have a couple of days and actually make the most of it, especially if you've got a long drive. Manchester, I would like to try. Birmingham, just for the shopping arena. I'm not going to lie, the Bull Ring is definitely on my list. And yeah, if there's anywhere else that you think I should try in the UK, please do let me know down below. I am off to Peak District is for the log cabin this year. Let's have a look. One of my regulars says, Happy New Year, doll. Happy New Year, darling. What's your special childhood memory? Oh, that's a good one. And a little funny fact. So I was actually out last night. Stayed out, I know. Who am I? And I come home and I was like, I'm missing something. And Mum was like, what are you missing? I was like, I feel like I'm missing something electrical. And I realised I didn't have my hard drive. And I was like, oh, I've left it in the room. No. So I tried to get through to the hotel and I was like, I couldn't get anything. So I was like, you know what? I got to pedal to the metal. And luckily I got there and I was like, hi, I was like, a group of us just checked out and I've left something in one of the rooms. She was like, that's absolutely fine. What room number? I went in. There it was. And that, when I realised I didn't have that, I genuinely thought I was going to have a panic attack. I started hyperventilating so much. Mum was like, calm down, calm down, calm down. Because that hard drive is all of my childhood. So that hard drive has all of my childhood photos. Every single photo we have in this house has been scanned in. Remember when you used to have a scanner back in the day? I was that person. I scanned every photo into a hard drive. A baby hard drive that went to a medium, and I was on the big boy. And it was just the sheer, that sinking feeling like, oh my God, I could have lost everything. All of the memory days, all of the holidays, all of the filming, the YouTube videos, like everything is on that hard drive. And Mum was like, what, like, can you not get it back? I'm like, no Mum, it's not in a cloud. There's too much of my stuff to be in a cloud. I was like, that hard drive is like my baby, and I feel I have such like an anxiety if I don't have it with me. It probably sounds very weird, but if I know I'm going away somewhere, I won't take the leads or anything with me, but I take the hard drive with me. So after today's escapade, Mum was like, we are getting you a blooming big case for that. And I was like, that I can agree with. But my special childhood memory, I wouldn't say I have one particular memory that comes to mind, but my childhood memories are, we used to go down to like a social club with my nan and granddad every Saturday, and I would like sneak under the bar, and my uncle would give me like a J2O and I'd pretend it was alcohol, running through to get free fish and chips because everyone knew my granddad. Like, I just, yeah, they was the memories. And like when I was little, going up north, feeding the donkeys, there used to be like wasteland opposite my nan and granddad's, and you'd go out and feed the horses and donkeys. I remember that, going for like little walks around the marina. Yeah. If someone said, what is your standard? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like there's just a multitude of memories from my childhood, and I need to get, I've got loads of videos from when I was a child, and I need to get them put on a DVD. I have found somewhere in Kent actually, but I don't know, because I'm so worried that if the video corrupts, that's it, everything's lost. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do, because I definitely do need to get all of my videos put on DVD. And not just that, I've got some films that I don't even know if you can get on DVD now. Bottom, if any of you know Bottom, they done a film called Guest House Paradiso. Oh my God, absolute freaking classic if you can find it. And I've got that on video, and I'm like, I love that film, but I don't know if you can get it on DVD. But I love putting a good video in. And part of me is worried to put the old videos in case I do something to the tape, you know. So yeah, if anyone does know of anywhere you can go to, probably I'd say like London, Kent, Cambridge area, where you can take videos and have the videos transferred over onto a DVD. And hopefully with no limit, because some of them videos are like 6 hours long. And I think that's where I always got the love for photography and videos and everything like that, because it was not instilled, but like my nan and granddad always had a camera with them, and they'd always be taking pictures, and like mum and dad would always take pictures. Mum don't take pictures now, dad doesn't take or get in pictures, but that's kind of like been passed on to me. So yeah, I would say like going to social clubs, going up north and feeding the horses, love that. Another one, my lovely, says, love your videos, Shan. Thank you. What made you start YouTube? Right. So I always knew that I wanted to do something like this. And I think it was for a good... So I started just over 2 years ago. And I wanted to start it when I was with my first ex. So I'm going to say like a good 6-7 years ago, I was like, I really want to do this. But I had no idea. And my ex at the time, all he used to watch was gaming videos. And I was like, this kind of, it's not the niche. I'm not like a gamer. I don't know what to do. And it was all like makeup tutorials back then. And I wasn't really a makeup-y girl. So I was like, well, that's bang out the window. And then the big C happened. And I was off work for 3 weeks until my boss was like, come back, we want you back. And I was like, I don't want to be back. I would like some time off, please. But yeah, I was back after 3 weeks. But within that 3 weeks, I really wanted to crack down and try and make what was happening in the world, like, have a positive. So you're never ever going to get 3 weeks off again, ever from your company. I mean, if you are, you're very lucky, but I know I would never get 3 weeks off again from my company. So I was like, I need to do something to utilize my time. So a few months prior, I'd actually bought a new camera. I say new, it is still the Canon EOS M100 that I film on now, and it is my camera for my holidays, everything at all. Part of me is thinking to change the camera, but I've seen so many different reviews on different cameras, and I'm like, I think I need to maybe have a day down at Curry's and go through all the cameras and have a look, but that's not going to be happening just yet. I think my Canon does just what I need it to do. So I'd bought the camera and I'd bought a little tripod. And I feel like that was in the new year, because I was like, right, in the new year, this is it, I'm going to start one. And then so I thought, right, I had the camera, I had the tripod, and I'd recently, again in, I think it was like Boxing Day sales previously, I'd bought myself a little MacBook. And I was like, you know what, I've got everything here. Why don't I just try and give it a go? And I don't know if you can still do it on YouTube, where when you go onto someone's profile and go onto videos, you can sort it. I feel like now it only gives you most recent and popular, but if it can, change it to uploaded like earliest to latest or something like that, so you get the very first one. And oh guys, I filmed that video, and I think it was a get to know me, kind of like, hi. And oh, I look back at that now, and I was still being me on that video, but I was just shy, because it's, you know what, people think, oh, it's really weird just sitting in front of a camera. It is weird to start with. To think that you're just sitting here speaking to a camera, people are like, what's wrong with you? So I did find it quite strange at the beginning, and I was like talking away, and if you've seen it, I don't move my mouth. I literally talk like this, and I don't move my face much. And I'm like, girl, move your bloody lips. And I edited it, and I was like, right, well, I need to have a thumbnail. Still got the remnants of my cough. I do apologise. I was like, well, I need a thumbnail. I need to do like an intro and outro. I find nowadays not many people have intros and outros, but for me, I love watching an intro and outro. I just think it kind of rounds off the video. And I mean, I say that my very first video of 2023, my 2023 goals, I forgot to put the bloody outro on it. I was like, oh, Shan. It weren't until I got it in iMovie, exported it, put it into YouTube, and I thought, why is that not working? And I was like, you haven't even... Well done. Well done, Shannon Lee. So yes, I was a little bit distracted and kind of forgot, to be honest. But yeah, I found a few apps. I downloaded them, had a little play around, or just free apps from App Store. iMovie I'd kind of got to grips with. We used to use iMovie a lot when I was in secondary school. And I thought, I'm not going to remember it. And I weren't too bad. Very basic. Like my editing skills, my lovelies, I wish I could do more. I wish I could have Final Cut Pro and do all these amazing, like, whoo, but I just don't. I stick with iMovie, which is what's pre-built into the MacBook. It does a few little transitions. It gives me my text when it needs to. And you know what? That's all I really want it for. If I had something that I could do so much more with, I think I would, like, overwhelm myself, because I think, oh my God, I've got all this choice. Whereas now I'm kind of like, I know which transitions I like to use. I know which kind of fonts when I do my text and everything like that. So yeah, I definitely feel I'm a lot more comfortable with what I'm doing. And yeah, what made me start it was I just thought, sod it, go and do something with this time while you're off. Make sure that you can say, actually, because of the worldwide pandemic, I actually started something that is now carrying on, as you can see, eh? One of my lovelies says, who do you watch on YouTube? I watch so many, like, varied content creators now. Like, my subscription page is just wacky. So, of course, we have Mr. Wraith Childs. I have fallen back in love with Amy Rose Walker. I love A Slice of Jess and Demi Donnelly. I'm kind of hit and miss with Elle Darby. Very controversial views. I don't know. I love the videos with her sister Katie, and like I absolutely adore Katie, and I wish she had her own channel. And I like my food channel, so I like Leah Schutica, Rate My Takeaway, Katrina Eats Kilos, and my recent favourite is Beard Meets Food, which, can I just tell you, I'm absolutely obsessed with that guy. He's from Leeds, he has a big grizzly beard, and that man can eat. It has made me want to do eating challenges on my channel. I mean, I don't know if I could to the size of him, but definitely wants me to get some more food on the channel, because I'm just like, I have been obsessed watching him. When I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. I watched over 30 videos of his one evening. I think it was the day before New Year's Eve. Over 30 videos just sitting there on the playlist, one after the other. I just absolutely love it. And yeah, I just like normal content now. Like Debbie Donnelly and A Slice of Jess are very much like real life vlogs and everything like that. Mr. Wraith Childs, the one and only, he has very much like lifestyle and hauls and decor and wreath making, DIY, everything like that. And I went through in the new year and unsubscribed from a lot of people that not made me feel bad, but you know when you watch them and I just felt envious all the time, and I was like, I don't want to feel like that. Like, I shouldn't feel like that. But sometimes people just portray the best and the nice of the nice, and I think that's not real life, because you don't pick the camera up when you're having a down day, which, if you know me, we pick the camera up whether it's a good day, bad day, sad day, happy day, absolutely meltdown day. We pick the camera up, and that's the type of content that I like to see. Like, if something does go belly up, i.e. on the New Year's Eve vlog, me and Mum, we was going to have a broth. Mum forgot to soak the lentils, so it ended up going to be a gammon and mash veg dinner. I like stuff like that. I could have cut that out, restarted the whole video and been like, this is what we planned. No, it weren't what we planned, and that is how it is. So yeah, I like to just watch real decent content. Another one of my lovelies says, what was you like as a child? And this one ties in as well. What was you like as a child at school? So as a child, well, I'm obviously going to say I was lovely. I was actually quite a decent little kid, I'm not going to lie. I did have a few tantrums, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't have them often, but when I did, ooh, I had a tantrum. Like full-blown meltdown. And do you think Mum and Dad are a panda to me? No. Wherever we was, whatever we was doing, if I was having a paddy, they'd carry on, and I'd have to like be like, oh, okay then. Back to what we was doing. I was very cheeky as a child. Like, I was always laughing, always giggling, kind of how I am now, a little cheeky soul. And I probably not great, because I mean, if I was growing up now, I probably would have gotten myself into trouble, like with stranger danger. But I used to just say hi to everyone. I'd literally walk down the street and I'd say hi to like a cat and a dog and then humans. I would say hi to everyone. And I was very, I would say I was quite likeable as a kid. I had a very unique facial feature, which was I used to have a stump. If you don't know what a stump is, my lovely, so you know your two front teeth? I had a little tooth that grew in front of them and like overhung, and we used to call it the stump. I mean, thank goodness it went. It was just like an extra tooth that grew, and no one knew how or why, but it did. It fell out, I'll probably say when I was about 5 or 6. I had it when I started preschool, and I think just when I went into reception it must have fallen out. But yeah, I definitely was a cheeky child. And at school, see, all throughout my school, I was never a naughty child, let's just say. I wasn't one getting detentions or playing around to what it would seem. But I would get my work done and then I'd muck around. Whether that be constant laughing, the amount of times I used to get sent out of my class for laughing. I just couldn't help it. I just could not help it. And giggling, and occasionally in science I would smack people with the rubber tube off the end of a Bunsen burner. Yeah, set fire to things. That was that was me in science. When we done biology and we had, like, say, live livers or specimens and bits and bobs like that, I would be that one to be like in everyone's face, look at this, and I'd try and slap them with it. So you could say I was potentially a little troublemaker, but I made sure I had the work done. And to be honest, the teachers in my school, if you had the work done, they could not care less what you done. So I done my work and then I had my fun after. But yeah, I would say I always got good parents' evening. It's debatable. Some it was good, some was, oh, Shannon is so quiet. So in one subject it'd be Shannon's so quiet, and Mum and Dada would be like, quiet? And then you'd go to the other teacher in the other subject and they're like, oh my god, we cannot keep her quiet. So it would depend which environment I was in to how I would be. But yeah, I loved school. I actually genuinely did love school. And when everyone said, oh, when you leave you're going to miss it, I was like, no. Mate, if I could go back now, I would say I wouldn't want to redo my final year because it's just stress of exams, isn't it? I would like to relive like year 9 and 10. I absolutely had a blast. Ah, one of my lovies says, not a question, but just want to say love you and Mama G. All the best for the New Year sweets. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say. Another one of you says, hiya, what is your occupation? And i.e. another one, hi Shannon, where do you work? So I work in Essex and I work within the construction industry. I'm not out on sites anymore. I'm a lot more office based, dealing with accounts and bits and bobs like that. But yeah, I am in the construction industry in Essex. Let's have a look. Ah, my lovely. What's one thing you're going to leave in 2022? Negative vibes. I ain't got the time for it. We're a couple of days in now and last night was the first and I just had a total zen night. I started a new book. I done my line a day. I read my poem for the day. I haven't yet started my poetry book, but I'm going to start that tonight. So I read my poem of the day from the big book I got at Christmas, and then you'll know for the what I got for Christmas. I got like little poetry books that I want to write in, and then I read 4 chapters I think of my new book, which I'm not going to tell you because you will see that in the monthly favourites, but oh my god, I am hooked. And then I done my 1 line a day for 5 years, the journal. I think with that I'm going to do it every evening, because when you wake up I'm probably not going to be thinking straight, and I thought as long as if I do it in the evening I can also reflect on the day, you know. But what is one thing? I would definitely say negative vibes and just fakeness and my tolerance of fakeness. Like, I can't tolerate fake people anymore. I feel like, oh, I don't want this to come across bad, but like sometimes people pander to people who are fake, and it just, I can't do that anymore. I can't be like, oh yeah, hi. If I'm not interested, I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry darling, I'm not interested. And people might think that's rude and harsh, but I just think life is too precious and your time is so valuable. Why are you wasting it entertaining something that you could not give 2 flying hoots about? I mean, that's just me, but what do I know, eh? I told you we'd have a little bit of a change around. You might wobble slightly because you are balancing on the bed, but we're going to go with it, okay? I was starting to get a little bit of a stiff back laying there. Right, the next one. Let's have a look, let's have a look. Oh! Someone says, do you think starting a YouTube channel made your relationship suffer? Love you, girl. Love you too. Right. I have often thought about this, and my answer, no. So, both of my previous relationships, I've been in 2 long-term relationships, both of them together combined totaling 12 years. Do I feel that YouTube hindered my relationship? No. Both of my previous long-term relationships, the guys were gamers, which I don't mind. Everyone has their thing, okay? But sometimes when you're there of an evening and you're sitting there 3, 4, 5 hours of a time, a whole evening pretty much, and you're either sitting in their room watching them do that and you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs, or you're downstairs with their parents, it's kind of frustrating because all you think is, I have like no outlet. Yeah, I can sit there and read, but can I read when someone's shouting on in the background? No, it's not the environment. So I think for me, when I started YouTube, the reason why I stuck to it so much and the reason why I clung on to it was because it was kind of my little outlet of creativity. So if, say for example, they wanted to be on the games for 2 or 3 hours, that's fine. I could do like thumbnails, I could do editing, I could even like stay home and do a film a video and then go to theirs, edit it while they're finishing off their tournament or whatever it is, and be done with it. And I feel that at the beginning it was seen as a fad, and I think in my last relationship they thought it's not going to last, but then it did last, and I got more and more into it, and I started wanting to learn new things, i.e. like with the editing and software and intro apps and everything like that. And all of a sudden it seemed to be, well, hold on, she's not just sitting there waiting for me, or she's not downstairs out of the room doing her own thing. Actually, I want to come off games now, and I'd be like, yeah, 10 more minutes. Which people may think, well, your relationship did suffer, but no, I think it's everything in balance. If I wanted to go sleep, you got to imagine being in a room, if you're with a gamer or you know anyone with gamers, if you're trying to go sleep in a room and someone is playing on a game, you have the noise from the controller, you have the noise from the keyboard, you have the glare of the lights, you have talking from the headset. Like, it's a very chaotic scene in essence, and it's not one that you can just easily switch off to. When I'm editing, I have my headphones in and that's it. You might hear an odd tap of the key where I'm cutting and pasting bits and bobs, but apart from that, I'm not talking, I'm not shouting, there's no like bright glare, because I always turn the brightness down if anyone was ever here. But yeah, I don't think my relationship suffered. I think it gave me my outlook to focus on something, and I feel that that was reciprocated as, well, you can't really have something that you think is your own, like you're supposed to just wait or read a book, and that is not how I want to spend my life, you know. So yeah, I think that it gave me my outlet, and I mean, thank goodness, because we wouldn't be here today, eh? Let's have a look. One of my lovelies says, how comes you don't film out and about in shops? Love your content. You know what, I would love to do this, I really would, but number one, I get worried in my area. Number two, I get worried that security people are going to stop me, because I wanted to do some come shop with me's last autumn, and I called the local stores of my HomeSense and TK Maxx, and they told me no recording. And I was like, well, hold on, I'd seen a larger YouTuber in one of my local stores, I think it was the HomeSense one, and I was like, but oh, they've been in here, and they was like, yeah, and I'm like, right, so what's the difference? Because they're a lot bigger. Okay, then it's still publicity. It's still publicity from the shop, whether you have 1 subscriber, 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, or 1,000,000 subscribers. Like, and that kind of just like threw me off. So I'm thinking a lot of YouTubers, when they film out and about, they film out on their phones. Well, my phone I don't think is the greatest quality, so that's something I'm also thinking about for the new year. Investing in a new phone, but not a phone that I'm going to use for calls and everything, i.e. making like my general phone. I would still keep my little phone, which is my little iPhone SE20, which I absolutely blooming love, because I can fit it in my hand. It's not the size of a tablet. It's small, it's convenient. If I drop it, it's not the end of the world. I mean, the screen case on it is absolutely battered, but it's fine. I'm thinking of maybe just investing in a newer iPhone, let's just say, for filming purposes if possible. So that could be something coming in the future. I would like to also try and include a bit more, say if I do any food videos, maybe like going around the supermarkets, just showing a little bit more, because I'm not going to lie, I do get, even when I film on my phone, I just get really, not intimidated, because it's not intimidated, but like people stare. In my village, they really stare, because it's predominantly older people. Like when I go out with my camera, even if it's like down to the shops because I want to get like an actual decent bit of footage for whatever video, people are like, why is she walking around with a camera? It's like, my village is older, but it's a lot more judgmental. In my old area, it was full of youngsters and no one could really give 2 flying hoots. But yeah, but I will try. That is definitely on my bucket list, to try and get some come shop with me videos out this year. Another one of my lovelies. Hi Shannon, hope you don't mind me asking this, but aren't you wanting children in the future? Now, this has always been a very, not touchy subject, because I go through waves, let's just say. 1 minute I am very broody and I'm like, oh, I would love a little mini me. But then smart Shannon kicks in and I think, the world that we live in, I don't think I would want to bring a child up in this. Number two, I'm too selfish. I am still in that mindset that if, say, I had a spare, I don't know, a couple of £100 and it was like, right, well, you need to put that away to pay for a pram, for example, or you could buy a new Vivian bag. I'm in the mindset I still want that Vivian bag. So until I think I get all of that out of my system, there is so much more I want to do, like travel-wise and my career and everything like that. And children for me have never really been at the forefront of my mind. Like a lot of my friends, it was right, they left school and they're like, I want a baby. That was never really one for me. I wanted to get out, go into college, get a job, start earning money and buy myself nice things. Then I go on the other hand where I think I would love a little mini me. Like, I don't know. To like, if I had a daughter, like to have the relationship that me and mum have. But I don't want to have a child for the sake just to make mum a nan, because mum would love to be a nan. I don't know if Dada would like to become a granddad, but mum would love to become a nan. But I wouldn't put myself in that position to just have a child to make mum happy, and mum knows that. And Dada tells mum, get off of her back. Like, that's a big commitment. It's not like saying to someone, I really want you to wear that blue coat today because I like it. Okay, wear the blue coat, done. It's like, I'd like you to have a baby so I can be a nan. Well, what happens when you're no longer with us and I might not have the lifestyle to look after a child? So for me, I would say never, but if someone said to me, would you have kids in the next 5 years? I'd probably say no. I can't see it happening unless I got all of my travels out of the way. So I'm 28 this year. Oh, God. 28 this year. I would probably say if I was to think about having kids, it would be like mid-30s. I feel like because we lost so much time as well during the pandemic, I feel like I need to get that time back. And yeah, it's just, well, it's not really, it has delayed stuff in essence, but I want to still do the things that I wanted to do when we couldn't, and not think, well, that's come along, that's ruined it, I'm not going to do that. No, I still want to do those things. So I don't know, never say never, eh? I mean, stranger things have happened. Would you ever have a video saying, guys, guess what, I'm pregnant? I don't know. I really don't know, but that's exciting, isn't it? Because life is, you never know what to expect with life. Let's have a look. One of my lovelies says, how do you keep a positive mindset? Oh, thank you. I'm not always positive, I'm not going to lie. I mean, you've seen when I have the meltdowns, you've seen when I have Shaniqua come out and I have the red mist and I get very, very angry. But I do like to be positive around others. I never want to be the person that's sitting at the desk moping and people think, oh my God, like, Sham, put a sock in it. I'm very much, if I see someone else is having a hard day, I want to go and cheer them up, you know. So for me, I would say just do little things that you enjoy, and whether that be going to a snack man, aka my snack man, which I'm not going to go to because I'm going to try and actually have breakfast at home. We're trying to be on our health kick and everything like that now. Going out for a coffee, going out for a run, going and doing a hobby, knitting, anything like that. Anything that you can do or things you can say to yourself, like affirmations and everything like that, to put you in that mindset of like, it's going to be a good day. I saw a quote the other day and they said, not every day is bad. Oh, what was it? There's bad in every day, but not every day's bad. Something like that. Basically saying like, stuff can go belly up, I'm not going to lie, but don't let something, say, so tedious or small affect the bigger picture of the day. There's going to be hiccups along the road. I get in my car, I drive to work, I have very bad road rage. By the time I get to work, I'm so aggy, I have to have a couple of cups of tea or a coffee to calm me down. And I'm like, I need to let go of that mentality this year. If someone is a twonk on the road, I'm just going to blare my music out. Probably perforate my eardrums and potentially lose my hearing, but at least I'll stay calm. At least I'll stay calm and zen, eh? And yeah, I would say just find something that you can say to yourself or something that you like doing. It could be something so simple as like using a nice smelling toner in the morning or doing a little bit of skincare before work. Anything that is relevant to you, my lovelies. Oh, they also say, my mum and myself love watching your videos. Thank you. How did you get that scar on your lip? Right, you probably can't, you definitely can't see because it's hidden today. But when I have my no makeup days, which...
Yeah?
I'm going to the shop to get a paper. Do you want anything?
What's open today?
I'm not sure what time Tesco shuts, but I'm going up the big one to get a paper. Why?
Oh, I thought you was going to the little one because I was going to say, can you grab me a little snack box from KFC?
Yeah, all right. Then I'll see if they got just a snack box.
Yeah, or like a boneless banquet for one. Just surprise me.
All right, then, okay.
Because I'm quite hungry.
I know it's New Year, but I haven't had anything to eat today. So, as I say, do things that give you a positive mindset. I fancy some fried chicken. And that's going to make me very happy. So, Mama G, she knocks on the door. She's like, I'm just going out. I'm like, oh my God. Angel. Oh, I've lost the blooming question now. How did I get the scar on my lips? So, if you've seen any of my makeup-free videos, aka pretty much every single day in Vlogmas, I have a scar and it's... oh, you might actually see just that. So you can't see it too much. When I get cold sores, bang, it darkens, gravitates everything. So it's not like, it's not a fantastic story, I'm not going to lie, but it's a very strange one. So, when I was working out on site, probably, I'm going to say 4 years ago, we was having a heat wave. And I was out on site and it was kind of, we was in the process of demolition. So it was a lot of sand and dust and everything blowing about. And we was outside and there was so many like flies and mozzies because obviously demolition, you're unearthing stuff and everything like that. Everything was crawling out of the woodwork basically. And I felt something bite me and I slapped my lip and when I looked, nothing was there. Well, the next morning I woke up and it must have been, I think, like a bee or something had stung me because my lip, I just had like a big lump on it, kind of like I'd had a dodgy bit of filler. And it stayed swollen, I'd say, for a good week or so. When it eventually went down, it started to really scab and I was like, this ain't right. This ain't right. So I slathered it in cream and everything like that. And then one day, this is my own fault and stupidity, I got so annoyed with it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pick it off because Mum always says, never pick your scabs. I'm going to exfoliate it off. So I'd done a skincare routine and I literally pushed my lips out. You know, like what we do when we do the lip scrub. And I exfoliated this scab off my lip. Obviously, you're not supposed to do that because scabs are there to protect the healing process. And when it come off, I just saw this little mark. I thought that'll fade. Nope, it's never faded. So my scar on my lip is from something biting me, which I don't know what it was. It couldn't have been a bee because I would have seen or heard a busy bee. But something bit me and I, being me, couldn't wait for the scab to fall off, exfoliated my lip, and I am now left with a scar on my lip, which never used to bother me, but towards the end of this year it really has, especially when I had the cold sore over Christmas. Whenever I tend to get cold sores, I either get them down here on the bottom, or I will always get them on the scar, and it won't be like the others, it's always on the scar. And it just darkens it and darkens it. So part of me was thinking about getting like lip blush, like a kind of semi-permanent makeup of filling in the rest of my lips to the colour of my scar, because it can be quite dark sometimes, but I'm not too sure. I mean, when I've got lippy on, very vaguely you might be able to see, it's just more prominent when I don't have it on. But hey, that's all to do, that's a part of us, eh? And most people, when I go in without makeup now, that it don't bother them. I used to think that, oh my god, if I go in and I've got no makeup on, people will be like, ugh, but people really couldn't care less at all. So I have a few that are to do with like dating. So one of my lovelies says, are you dating? And another one of my lovelies says, are you seeing anyone? And why do you call your dad Dada? So I'll quickly address the dad and Dada. It's just his nickname. I know that Dada people call us granddad. I've had a few being like, is Dada your granddad? I'm like, no. I don't have any granddads, unfortunately. They're all in heaven. But Dada is my dad, and That's just his nickname. I know people call him like dad and father. Father's kind of like a northern thing. That's what my dad used to call my granddad. But yeah, Dada is dad. And that's just his nickname. Like mum is Mama G. It's kind of, it's just what I call them. I don't really call them mum and dad. It's Mama G and Dada. That's just what I do. Right, are you seeing anyone? Are you dating? Hell to the no. Can I get a hell to the no? I feel like we need to raise the strawberry acai on this. No. There is no men in my life. My lovelies, I have no time, nor patience, nor tolerance for any men in my life. I don't even really have that many male friends now because I just cannot be bothered. I would say I have a couple of close friends, like still my girls, and I would say I have 2 or 3 like really close guy friends. One we're like inseparable, and the other 2, this is how I work it. So with men, because they are men now, they're not boys, and I work in an industry that is predominantly males. I have different relationships. I would say for 3 men in my company, I have 3 different relationships that are all unique to their own, but I would still say like they're all tight. And it's different things. So like one I go to when I need a good rant. When I have a good rant, I know if I need to sit down and have a bitch and chat and shout and everything like that, I go and we have a cup of tea, we're all good. Another one we have, and if I just want to like feel good or be happy, he's always there to put a smile on my face. And then my other one is like my Momo when I used to work back in the day in retail. We're like that. There is nothing that is off topics with me and my friend, and I think it's good to have that relationship with men in your life, because people think, and it really freaking aggravates me, that people think a man and a woman cannot be friends without anything happening. Darling, I can appreciate a good looking man, okay, but it don't mean I want to get in his trousers. It don't mean I want anything like that. And if you're on a friendly basis and you just relax around each other, it's like having a big older brother, which is always handy, because if ever there was a time when, say, I met someone, you can ask them certain questions and you get it from a male perspective, aka likewise if they ever need anything they get it from a woman's perspective, because I don't pull any punches with my male friends. I am very much to the point, straight lace, and majority of them are like, you are pretty much a guy trapped in a woman's body, and I'm just like, I tell it how it is, and I get on better with men because there is no bitchiness. It's just say it as it is, be done with it. If you don't like it, tough tits. But no, I'm not dating. I have ripped myself off till 30 now. You might think that's a bit extreme, but yeah, I'm just like, no. I don't even want to think about anyone entering kind of like my little happiness. I feel like I've spent the past year getting to where I am now, and I never want myself to get back into the position that I was at the beginning of this year. And if you followed the vlogs, you would have seen the meltdowns. And for me as well, this is probably really deep. I don't feel that I would ever be able to commit on a level like a relationship again. I don't know. It's very weird. Like, I'm not someone who sleeps around. Heaven forbid, my goodness. I mean, if you do that, you go you. But personally, I couldn't. I have so much. I overthink things. Like, I could never have a one-night stand because there would be so much going through my head. I would be overthinking everything and overanalyzing and da-da-da-da. It wouldn't be a fun situation for anyone. But yeah, I'm writing myself off till I'm 30, okay? So, for the next few years, you're just going to have me and Mama G. You might see Dada along the way, and I would like to get some of my friends on the channel. But not everyone wants to be on a channel, and not everyone wants a camera in their face, and I completely get that. But I would like to do videos like maybe getting some friends in, like especially for challenges. Like, you know when they do that, oh my god, like asking your guy best friend questions you're scared to ask. See, I would love to do that. I would actually love to do it, and I think that he would actually really like to do that. I think he'd find that quite a hoot. I mean, who knows? You might start to see more of the people in my life. You might meet a few of my girls. Who knows? But yeah, nah, I'm writing myself off till I'm 30, my lovelies. Let's have a look. What would your next dream holiday be? So I've got Jamaica booked for this year, and my next one is definitely Caribbean again. I'm thinking Antigua, St. Lucia or Barbados. A lot of you have said Antigua is lovely. St. Lucia was a toss-up to what I was going to go this year, St. Lucia or Dominican. But the timing I wanted to go, it was better to go Dominican than St. Lucia and Barbados. Barbados is just, it's just a relaxation one. But then I think Barbados, is that not where you go as a couple? Am I going to get there and just, it's going to be filled with couples and I'm going to be like Lewis Capaldi's TikTok, which, oh my god, I am obsessed with. If you are on TikTok and you do not see Lewis Capaldi's videos, go and follow him, because he makes me die with laughter on all of his pictures. He's just, I would love to go on holiday with Lewis Capaldi. I think it'd be a right hoot. I think we would have such a laugh. See, again, it's like down to earth people. He's like one of the best selling multi-million platinum whatever recording artists, but he's so down to earth. And that is what I like. So I would say definitely in the Caribbean, it's either Antigua, St. Lucia or Barbados is my next one. My actual dream holiday, I'm not going to tell you, because there may be another instalment of Travel Diaries coming up. One of my lovelies says, who's your favourite Harry Potter character? There's so many. There's so many. Oh no. That's hard. That is hard. Oh, what do I, you know what, I quite really like Fang. I like Hagrid's dog. Hagrid, Fang, Dobby. I like Hermione because she resonates with me at school. Like, she kind of knew what she was talking about a little bit, but, oh, that's hard. I would definitely say Fang, Hagrid and Dobby. Kind of all the non-human characters, which just sums up my social interaction levels, to be honest. Yes, I do still have my Christmas sweet bucket. Don't judge. Another one, have you met a new man? No, I haven't met a new man, unfortunately, my lovelies. Well, I say unfortunately. It's not unfortunately. I'm not sad about it. I'm living my life. And as I say, I like having a few male friends in my life because I like the bants. I like the bants with the boys. I'm not really one to sit there and talk about makeup and stuff like that. If you was to find me anywhere, you'd probably find me in the workshop with the lads talking about probably the most vulgar stuff that most people would be offended about. But that's just my sense of humour. Nothing really offends me, which is why Mum says, like, you're kind of like a Ledette Shan. I'm like, hey, Mama, this is what you raised. Another one of my lovelies, sorry if personal, are your parents still together? Also loved watching your Xmas vlogs. No, my lovelies, they split up, God, I think I was about 13, 14. So they've been split up like 13, 14 years now. Things just weren't amicable at home, and he only lives down the road. He's literally a 10-minute walk away. So they get on better now being apart, because sometimes I feel like being in that environment, Mum always wanted like a happy family, shall we say. But it's not happy family if there's arguments and there's not nice stuff going on. But yeah, everyone gets on better now. As I say, me and Dada never really used to see eye to eye, but everyone is slowly getting back on track. Oh, that's nice. They also say, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. I'm actually doing good. And I'm doing even better now that I know I've got some KFC coming, and it's going to be a surprise. I said to Mum a snack box, and then I said bonus banquet, and then I said surprise me. What do we think she's going to come back with? Oh, sorry, I should not have laughed/coughed because that camera just had a little wobble. Candles or diffusers? Oh. That's hard because, as you can see, I've still got candles burning behind me. But I do love a diffuser. I would say for the summer months, oh, this is going to sound so backward, but for the summer months, I love candles for the scents. And in the winter, I like diffusers in the... For the winter, I like diffusers because of the scent. As much as I burn all my candles in the winter, I don't think it helps my chest. If you saw the Vlogmases, I was quite poorly. We all come down. There was so much stuff going around, wasn't there? And the last thing was my chest. I still get the odd tickle, but I limit myself to lighting 2 candles now, as opposed to I would have about 3 on there. I'd have a big one on my top. I have like 8 to 12 tea lights. There would be a lot of stuff. So I think this winter I'm going to try and refrain, or if I have the candles, maybe spread them out amongst my room and not have them all burning by my bedside, because probably TMI, when I was blowing my nose throughout December, I was blowing like black soot, and that was because of the fumes of the candles, which isn't the greatest, let me tell you that. Let's have a look. Favourite meals for a healthy dinner / lunch. I do need to get back into healthy dinners, but a healthy lunch, I really love like a rice bowl. So I would have like some shredded lettuce, cucumber, perhaps tomatoes, sweet corn, red onion, maybe some like spicy rice, and then I'd always have like a little bit of chicken or some type of meat with a little drizzle of like a chipotle sauce. For a dinner, a favourite healthy dinner, oh my god, steamed rice, salmon fillet, teriyaki sauce. Not a lot of teriyaki, because teriyaki can be not the greatest, and some stir fried veg. But saying that, teriyaki sauce, it may not be the greatest, but if you're enjoying what you're eating and you're watching what you're eating, you can have a little bit of sweetness, okay? If anyone does have any like recipes at all for going into the new year, whether that be batch cooking, slow cooker, air fry, anything like that, let me know down below, please, my lovelies. Oh my god, I love this. Oh, my lovelies sent quite a few of these in. Right, first one, what's your favourite Britney perfume? I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's got to be Midnight Fantasy. It's got to be Midnight Fantasy. That is like one of the original old schools, and I love it just because it's so sweet. It's so sweet and sickly and just everything that people probably don't like, but I blooming love it. And then favourite names for boys and girls. I love hearing people's favourite names. Now, you know what? Because I've never really thought about kids. I've never really thought about kids' names. However, for a boy, I really like Kaylin. And it's got some type of like Irish Gaelic meaning too. And I don't know why. I always said if I had a boy, I would call him Kaylin. And that's Caelan. I don't know why. That's just stuck with me. And then for a girl, you're really going to laugh, but I like names of princesses. So Anastasia, because we all know Anastasia is one of my favourite DreamWorks Pixar movies. Anastasia Romanoff. But then I wouldn't want it shortened to Anna. I would want it like, if you're Anastasia, you're Anastasia. I also really like Aurora for Sleeping Beauty. And I don't know. I don't really have like, people say all these lovely names and I'm like, yeah, I'd never think of them though. And I don't think you really know until a baby arrives what they're going to look like. You might think, yep, I'm calling it Aurora. And when you look at it, you might think, no, it's a Rosie or something like that. Like, I think it's good to have names, but I don't know. I think you have to see the baby first to see if the name suits. But yeah, the only one that I ever really knew that I wanted was if I ever had a boy, I would call him Kaylin. That's all I knew. Oh no, my lovely. What would be your death row meal? Oh my god, I've never thought about that. What would be my death row meal? Death row's like 3 course, isn't it? Oh my god. Right, so I would have to go for my starter. Crispy calamari. Absolutely love a bit of calamari. With Gaelic. That's because I was talking about Kaylin and the Gaelic. Garlic, like sauce with it. Garlic aioli. I was going to call it Gaelic aioli. Garlic aioli and crispy calamari for starter. Drink. Fanta twist. Can't go wrong with a Fanta twist. My dessert, would be churros and mini pancakes all day long. And my main. So if I was to have one last meal on this planet. Ooh. See, I want to say something like a katsu curry. But then I think I would really love a roast dinner. And I would really love a lasagna. Oh, that's so hard. How then people make them decisions? I have no idea, because I would just be like, oh, please just cook me whatever you want. I can't make up my mind. Let's have a look. Oh, another one. What kind of job do you have? Construction, my lovelies. I'm in the construction industry, not out on site, more in office, dealing with accounts and bits and bobs. Another one. Hi, are you going to be moving out into your own home this year? Mama G will miss you. I would love to say yes, I'm moving out. I don't think that is the case. I'm definitely going to start looking this year. I'm definitely going to be like more proactive and seeing what's out and about, and seeing, like, learning the property market, because they say that it's going to go a little bit AWOL this year. So I don't want to do anything just yet. I want to see how it settles and what goes on, but I want to research into the, not pros and cons, because a pro is owning your home, but all of the other outlay, shall we say. So I don't know. I mean, never say never. I might sit here and then 5 months down the line I'll be like, guys, I've bought a house. Very much highly doubt it. But would I like to move out this year for my sanity sometimes? Yes. But do I think maybe next year, because I want to get quite a bit of travelling done this year, and am I going to be able to get my travelling done then with the mortgage over my head? Probably not. So I would say in the next couple of years, definitely before I'm 30, okay? Definitely before I'm 30. Let's have a look. Why do you now work in construction when you trained as a chef? So I trained for 3 years in professional cookery and patisserie. I come out of college and I worked in a steakhouse. I worked in a steakhouse for about 10 months, and it was a long haul. Let's just say that. It was like 14-hour shifts, which, hats off to anyone in the hospitality industry. I know how it feels, and that's why when I go out I tend to not be so critical, or like if something's a little bit late, not on the back, because I know that when stuff goes down in the kitchen it can spiral, and next thing you know it's a hell of a nightmare in there. Oh that was a pathetic cough, Shan. Jesus Christ. I worked in a steakhouse, and unfortunately I passed out one day. And unbeknownst to us, we actually had a leak within the premises, and it really affected my lungs, to the point that the doctor was like, you need to pack up smoking. I was like, I don't smoke. And he was like, well, you've got lung damage. And I was like, oh, how? And it weren't, as I say, until it was investigated that there was actually a gas leak there. And obviously you're being over that. I was on the steaks and the grills. You're over that every day. So around that time, I had about a month off, because honestly, it knocked me for 6. I couldn't breathe. I was on a nebulizer. It was quite bad. I had my first stay in hospital. Never ever stayed in hospital, and I had to stay in for that. And my nan was also getting poorly at that stage. And I thought, you know what? I'm not beating myself to go back to work. I had savings. I was like, you know what? I'm going to say thank you. That's enough. I need to focus on me. And I also needed to focus on helping Mum with Nan, because we would go to Nan's daily and care for her, and then like she lived with us in the end. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. I'd done my time as a chef, and don't get me wrong, I think as I'm older I would love to go more into the patisserie side and the bakery side. I would love to have my own little bakery, like a bakery come afternoon tea snack shop, where you can come in, grab a sandwich, have a bite to eat, get a nice cake, get like a nice bit of trifle. That is what I would love. And also to have all the coffees and syrups and teas. I mean, come on. But yeah, for now, I don't think I would want to go back. It's long hours, my lovelies. It's really long hours. And I would come home stinking of just fat and grease. By the time you jump in the bath, get in bed, you'd be up again. 6 hours, that's it, you're back in there. And yeah, I'm happy to say I experienced it and I'm trained for it, but is it something that you really want to be doing at like 18, 19 years old? No, you don't have a life, to be perfectly honest. And when you do have your days off, you're too blooming tired. Let's have a look. Have you ever told a lie? I feel like we all tell like cheeky white lies, don't we? I wouldn't say I've told any major lies. I'm not. If I need to tell someone something, I'm very much straight to the point. If you're not going to like it, please or offend. White lies. I only tell white lies sometimes just to like stop. I don't know. So if Mum would say to me, what are you doing? And I'll be like, oh, I'm editing. when really I'm like binging a Netflix, because I know she'll be like, oh, can you just do this for me? And I'm like, some nights I don't know, some nights I'm tired. So I do tell some little white lies, but actual lies, I'm quite good. I'm a very honest person. What is your New Year goals, and keep up the vlogs? Thank you. The vlogs will be coming, and there is a video on all my goals. But to sum up my goals, it is staying on track with YouTube, some saving goals, and some self-care goals, looking after myself and putting yourself first for a while. Let's just say that. And the last one, my lovelies, what is your dream job? Have absolutely loved your Christmas content, my lovely. Thank you so much. And my dream job, we all know what I'm going to say, an embalmer. I would love to be an embalmer. I love everything to do with the whole biology side of it. I done work experience in an undertaker's, and it was the best work experience of my life. I would love, love, love to do that. I actually looked into it before the pandemic. There is a college workplace in Edinburgh up in Scotland, and it's a 5-day course, and if you do that you can then automatically get fast-tracked into Feltham, the London Institute of Embalmers course, which I think is a 2 or 3 year course. But again, I always say, oh, I feel like I'm too old, but I'm a year later and I'm still none the further in it. The only thing for me is the place in Scotland isn't open at the moment. It's still closed because of the pandemic, and I don't even know if it's going to reopen, which is very, very sad, because I feel it's an industry that not many people would have an interest in, especially on the embalming, like mortuary side. But yeah, I'm fascinated with that. Absolutely fascinated. And I tell you what, I'm absolutely fascinated with having a drink and not feeling so sluggish after, aka my previous Bailey's consumption. But I think that was a good little get to know me, don't you? So, my lovelies, I do hope you enjoyed that video. And as I say, there are going to be plenty more videos for interactions, sending in questions. There is now going to be a monthly food mukbang with me and Mama G. So stay tuned around the last week of each month. I don't know which days I'll put it up, but I will always put in my Instagrams on the stories. Guys, mukbang coming up. Send in questions, anything you want to know, bits and bobs like that. So if you do want to get involved in the questions, everything always stays anonymous. Everything for like my sit down with Shans, send in tips, tricks, anything at all. I will never divulge any names. Everything is anonymous, because thank you for helping me out, because otherwise I would just be sitting here rabbiting absolute waffle, wouldn't I? But I do need to be productive, get this edited, and stick my face into whatever KFC goodness Mama G brings back. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment, anything that you may have discovered about myself or that you didn't quite know and you think, you know what, now I know that through this video. But take care, stay safe as always, and I shall see you, because we're back to normal uploads now, I will see you Thursday. Oh my goodness, and that scares me. The phone always seems to ring when I'm uploading, but it's just going to be spam, and we don't have time for spam, do we? Let's just ignore that, because we can't be dealing with spam in our life. Take care, guys, and I shall see you Thursday. Bye.